What's going on, guys? Spencer Clays here, back again with another episode of me cleaning stuff while talking to you guys about the lessons I've learned to make more money, get more customers, and how to get the most freedom and enjoyment out of your life. With that being said, let's dive into today's topic, which is how to charge more money and in general get paid what you're worth. So the couple points that I want to make is, number one, when you're charging money to do something, it should feel good. One of the questions that I asked my mentor was, how much should I be charging? And he gave me one of the best answers I'd ever heard, which I'm going to share with you guys now, which is, he said, you should charge on whatever feels good. You know how whenever you get a job and you're like, ugh, I have to do another one of these. Or you get a job and it's like, awesome, I got another one. You see the difference between those? You need to chase that feeling. This is going to change over time, but obviously we get tons of jobs where we're like, ugh, I have to do this again. It's really just because you're not charging enough. When you're charging enough, when you're charging what you are worth, you feel, yeah, this is awesome. I made this much money today. I made this per hour. It feels great. And this is going to change over time. Like, you're going to get better at tasks. I remember my first driveway clean was like $120. Now I don't even leave the house for less than $200. And I charge even more to do roofs, gutters, etc. And I really only try and charge what feels good to me. So if you guys have a skill and are providing genuine value, which I know if you watch this show, you have both of those, then you owe it to your customers to be charging what you're worth. It's good for you and it's good for them. I'm going to explain why. So imagine for a minute if there was a guy who said he was a dentist that knocked on your door, or you found him on Craigslist or whatever, and he said he would do a cleaning and cavity check of your teeth for $50 or something. It would be super suspicious, right? He would obviously not come off as super legit. And that's what would happen if you try to charge way less to do something also. It would just seem, because it's actually the market that sets the price for something. It costs like Apple $20 to make an iPhone, but they can charge $1,000 plus because the market is willing to pay that much for an iPhone. This is why it's so important to price your service correctly. When it's fair, justified, your customers can tell that you're professional and that you know what you're doing. In fact, the more you charge, many times the better people feel when you do. We could go into a whole conversation about the psychology behind this, but basically when we pay more for something, we automatically assume it's better, right? And not to mention higher prices equals better customers. If you've been in business for any length of time, you know that the cheap customers, the ones that haggle you down and stuff, are often the ones who critique your work and aren't happy. They call you back to fix stuff that they didn't like. And in general, they're just a pain in the ass. Better customers are more than willing to pay well to get a service done and done right by a professional like you and me. Just don't go too crazy, okay? Today I did a job that I honestly felt like I'd overcharged for. It was a roof clean for $450 and I had it done in like an hour and a half. I've done similar jobs for way less, but I had given the quote and the customer had gladly accepted. And I was able to do a great job and he was super happy. Come to talking about it with him, and he said that another company had bid him over $1,000 to do the same job. I was blown away. I jokingly replied, damn, maybe I need to start raising my prices. But the point is, even though I felt like $450 was high, it was actually less than half of what the customers were expecting. So you really never know. And in general, it's always a good practice to start higher with your price. It's much easier to haggle down or walk away than it is to try and charge more if the job turns out to be more work than you thought. Start charging more and see what happens. One of the best tips that I've learned is to give them a price, say like $500 is what you'd be happy to do the job for. Tell the customer, yeah, I could do it for $550 and watch the reaction. If they seem relieved, like that's a good amount, stick to it. If they get worried though, and their face kind of like, ugh, you can quickly say, or $500 if it's cash. They'll be like, oh, I could get it done for $550. But it's like, or $500 if it was cash. You see what I said? You see what I said there? This gives you an easy way to test a price and either go get the higher price that you wanted or go down a little bit and still be happy with the price that you wanted. One other thing is to never lower your price, because that subconsciously tells the customer that you're not going to do as good of a job. If you have to lower your price, always give a reason or something that you won't do. If they absolutely won't budge from like a $300 job, but you want $350, say, okay, I could do it for $300, but I won't do this or I won't clean this. You have to give some sort of reason. Otherwise, they won't actually feel like they're getting a good job done. Anyways, guys, that's all for now. I hope this gives you a little bit more clarity and confidence on charging more for your jobs. After all, you could be underbidding your jobs by a lot. You just don't know. So charge what feels right to you, charge what you're worth, and keep your customers happy. So don't forget to like this video, leave a comment below on what you thought, and download my free PDF below on the 7 crucial steps before running paid ads, as well as the book I have on everything you need to run ads. It's like $5, and it answers a lot of the questions that most people have about marketing their pressure washing / exterior cleaning business. But either way, guys, hope you enjoyed the video. See you next time. Peace.